Hey there, folks. It's another day where I couldn't really think of anything fantastic to talk about, so I'll talk about my culinary adventure of last weekend. Again, sorry for the people who read my blog, this will be old news, but I gotta get material somewhere. So basically, last Saturday's experiment was to make a chocolate cake in the bread machine. For those of you who don't know, I use my bread machine because the oven doesn't work. So my urge to bake has to be sublimated into the bread machine. I found a recipe for good old chocolate cake that was compatible with Splenda, my alternate sweetener that I use because I'm diabetic. Being a diabetic baker really sucks, you know that? And so I got the ingredients together, and it was great because I didn't need to buy, it's stuff I already had, so I didn't need to buy anything new. It was good because money's really tight and won't be until tomorrow. And I got everything together in the bread machine pan and ran it, and something that looked like cake resulted. In retrospect, it was suspiciously short, like flat, like only about an inch and a half in height. So that kind of should have been my tip-off that something hadn't happened. But that didn't occur to me at the time, and I was able to break off a little piece of it and sample it and go, well, that tasted like food. So, okay. But when I finally got around to cutting a slice of it on Monday, I realized the terrible truth. It didn't rise. It never rose. Something happened to make it so that the baking soda and baking powder didn't do their thing and puff up the cake. And so what I instead ended up with is a 1.5 inch incredibly dense, heavy slab of chocolate something. I call it nigh inedible because it is sort of edible, but I'm not sure it's a good idea to eat it. It's so incredibly dense. It's an entire cake shrunk down to a ridiculously flat size, so yeah, high density. And I'm not sure what went wrong, but I have a leading theory. And the leading theory is that the vinegar I use, yes, this for some reason required vinegar, was extremely old. It had been in our fridge for possibly a decade or more. And so it's possible that it simply went flat. Like the actual vinegar part of it evaporated slowly over time. And so I was basically just mixing in more water. Other than that, I really have no idea. Anyhow, needless to say, that was extremely disappointing. I was looking forward to a chocolate cake I could actually eat. I mean, I like to bake anyway, but one of my strongest incentive to bake is to make desserts I can eat. If I had my druthers, I'd open a sugar-free baked goods and candy and everything else shop. It'd be called Sweet Nothings, and it would be packed with every sugar-free sweet thing I can get my hands on and that meets my quality criteria, and everything about it would say candy, sweetness, goodness. It would be like a heaven for people with a sweet tooth. guilt-free desserts. Doesn't that sound good? Guilt-free desserts. But unless I happen to meet a millionaire looking for a tax write-off, it's probably not going to happen. Oh well. Guess that's all for me for today, folks. I will talk to you nice people again tomorrow. Bye-bye.